So today there was a big story breaking that the Australian Federal Police had raided a home and thwarted an attempted terrorist attack, or alleged uh, attempted terrorist attack for Christmas Day in Melbourne, targeting Flinders Station, uh, Federation Square, and other areas. So, I mean, as somebody who lives in Melbourne, and on Christmas Day I would have been catching a tram outside the city, I would have gone past, all of the major targets. It does really hit close to home, and it is scary. But I think what we really need to think about here is the fact that it was thwarted, that the Australian Federal Police, and it was a multi-department operation, so a lot of other areas, a lot of other departments contributed, so ASIO and I'm sure local polices and other departments, they did a fantastic job, and they caught the people before any harm could possibly come. And I think one of the major things we need to get out of this is that we should all be very thankful and grateful and supportive of the police and the community in any way that we can, because they're doing a great job keeping Australia safe. We've never had a major terrorist, ISIS-based terrorist attack in Australia. There have been a couple of lone wolf potential terrorist attacks in the past, but there's only so much you can do to stop those, and Australia have so far done an excellent job of stopping the bigger ones. And I think it just goes to show as well the fluidity with which our departments work together. So to put it in context, I read a story maybe 6 months ago about the Boston Marathon bomber in the US, Tsarnaev, and supposedly his name had been given to multiple departments, multiple authorities in the US well before that attack took place. And he had even actually been interviewed by the FBI, I believe it was, but that was a couple of years before, but he was able to re-enter the country and slip under the radar, and nothing happened despite the warnings. And so we really do need to praise the Australian Federal Police and other people involved, and the other people we need to be praising, and not just praising, but really giving credit to and really not forgetting about, is the rest of the Australian Muslim community and any of the non-Muslim Australian community who were involved in alerting the authorities, because they would absolutely be integral in. There's no doubt in my mind. Obviously, I haven't seen the details. Not many details have been released of how they came to possess the knowledge and the information about these people. But knowing for a fact, personally knowing people who are leaders in the Australian Muslim community who are involved with the Australian Federal Police, and heavily involved in their communities and the non-Muslim communities in Australia, they do an absolutely wonderful job, and they should absolutely be thanked. And not only that, I'm a left-wing progressive, and I've been pushing for a long time. There's probably a video on my channel about giving more media time to progressive Australian Muslims. And I know some people who do a fantastic job of outreach, of mutual education, of educating both the non-Muslim communities in Australia and the Muslim communities in Australia about the teachings of the faith, about what modern Australian Islam is. And the vast majority of Australian Muslims condemn these kinds of attacks. And so we as a society need to help and work with each other, and particularly working with the minority communities to re-enfranchise them, to empower them, and to give everybody a fair go in our communities. And I think it will mutually work out better for all of us. So those are the points I just wanted to comment on about this huge news story. And I don't know, as Christmas comes up, let's hope nothing happens, of course, still, but this is great news to hear that it has been thwarted. And I guess it is still a little chilling just to come that close to the cold hard facts that this was something that was being planned. But thank you again to everybody involved, and I hope everyone